Alrighty mate, let's go. Head up to APL Performance. Apparently they've got a really cool bobber there, mate.
Yes.
So let's lift her up.
Live to ride. They said they've got the craziest Indian for us to see. Something a bit different. You just never hear people building an Indian. Everybody custom builds everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And he's all about performance too.
We're off to see an Indian, the mighty Indian of Windsor. Good day for it.
It is, mate.
Oh,
perfect.
It's sunny, yeah. It's...
Bit of rain.
Did you eat baked beans last night? It's a bit windy.
Chilly, mate. Okay, here we are. We've arrived at APL Performance up here in Windsor, and we're going to go in and meet Adam and the crew. Okay, we're here to see the jaw-dropping custom Indian Scout build here at APL Performance, and we're here to answer the question, could this be the best custom Indian in Australia or even the world? Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that.
Whoa.
Mate, so not a lot of people build custom Indians, so tell me, what was the inspiration for this?
We met the right client. He wanted to build something that had never been seen before in Indian. Didn't know what he wanted, left it up to us. He left the colour concept, all the finesse to us.
I think you've done well. I mean, that colour theme, it pops, doesn't it?
We had to think really hard on the colour and keeping it at an economical price. We really had to go to painting the frame. The tins aren't so big on an Indian or the Scout. Like, it hasn't got the long guards, yep, and you know, the fairings and all this sort of stuff. We opted for a flat paint on the frame, which is an orange, and then the gloss and the gold fleck, and of course by Bad Image Joe Webb, the yep, paint, as you can tell, the best in Australia. And you know, we wanted to keep it legal. It's got the side mount, it's seen from 4 meters back, 45 degrees. We wanted a bike that he could ride. We powered up the engine, we put a set of cams in that we've been using a lot to bring the horsepower up. The engine has to come out for that, so it was a total strip down.
Yeah.
We went for the gold. We wanted it to pop. It's ceramic coated, the pipes and the levers and the rocker covers, and it had to cover, the colour had to spread, make the bike look big. I'm really proud of this bike. I'm proud of the guys at APL Performance. The whole staff are involved. This was a team effort. We're all on this bike. That's how we do it so quick and effectively.
That's a good feel of accomplishment for the team when this comes out of the end, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So you've obviously ridden it. What does it go like?
It goes beautiful. It's very nimble. It's balanced. It rides down the road straight. The power exceeds what a V-Rod would. Indian asked me a while ago to build one of these and compete. These are such a classy bike. You know, a lot of people are liking Indians now, coming here to get Indian service work. We work very well with the dealers. It's been in the dyno cell.
Because you know, Indian, they sort of struggled with their dealer network, like, you know, and they have
yep,
still been sort of struggling. And there's not a lot of people that will work on Indians, so it's good yep, to know that you sort of got that covered up here as well.
Yeah, yeah. And bikes are coming all over Australia and New Zealand, everywhere to get sent for tuning, engine work. And like I say to people, the few people I've shown the bike, we're talking about it for 40 minutes. You can just look at this bike and start picking up stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a credit to Indian Scout. I like the Scout because guy or a lady can ride this bike and enjoy it.
Yep.
And it's a lot more classy, you know, little bike. It's balanced, it's light. You can make them fast. You can put that Indian down the road and see it from a mile away, or put it in with a bunch of bikes and you'll see it straight away. Yeah, it pops.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Whether you like orange or not, or greens or any other colour, this colour pops, and it's done with quality. A lot of thought went into it.
Yeah, you can see that. All right, Adam, so we've checked out the Indian. Now, I want to see some more stuff that happens at APL Performance. What makes this place beat?
Just our servicing and good quality tuning and software and things we build for tuning. So we're on top of it daily. We have daily meetings in the dyno cell there. We do build the extravagant choppers and things like that. They seem to be coming back, which is really exciting. And we like to be involved with the engines. So we're always designing parts and portable hot ups. It's basically power plants using, so we torque hone, building M8 stuff, blueprinted engines, our own cams, and they're kicking out the butts of the big engines.
So it's not just servicing, there's a lot happening behind the scenes here.
Yeah, I'm always thinking what's going on outside and how can I make it better and evolve with the motorcycle industry. We've introduced our 120-inch hot up engine, which is 160 horsepower engine and 145 foot-pounds of torque.
Nice.
And it's just pistons, one of our camshafts, some headwork, manifold. You're hooking and you're popping wheelies down the road just off the throttle with ease, you know, on these new M8s.
That is your reputation with performance, isn't it? I mean, it always has been. You've got a really big, heavy background in drag racing, and not just drag racing. You know, like you were mentioned before, you've got contracts with teams and stuff like that.
I've had contracts for KTM, Honda and Yamaha, and even Indian when they first come into Australia, or the new generation Indian, to build performance stuff and win championships where there's a lot of money at stake. So I'll talk to manufacturers like Jeff Lees, or importers, sorry, KTM, have meetings of what the titles and what they want to win and what they want to achieve.
Serious business.
Yeah, it's serious for me. And then what that does, that brings back to the street. So all that experience and what we do in racing, we bring it to the street.
Practice too.
And my technicians are at the highest levels. And this shop, the engineering and the whole facility, is all dedicated to customer service and delivering results or guaranteeing podiums for race teams.
Well, I'll be honest, man. I mean, like I go to a few custom shops or whatever, but this is a serious setup. I mean, you know, you're really having a go.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it 31 years now.
I've been to Live to Ride 30 years. Me and we must have started around the same time.
Well, I've been racing them since I was 5, so, and I've been all around the world, like working for Chad Reed and other top level riders. I'm building a bike to break a world record, and we've developed parts that some of it's been made in Australia, and we're shooting a laser across the cylinder head at the moment. People just haven't heard of that stuff. And the computer system I've built, which is with Motec, and I've brought in another person in with that as well to run the top fueler and have a serious attempt at logging and building up and trying to be the first Harley to go 5 seconds in the world.
Yeah, wow.
So that's the goal.
And hang on.
And yeah, people are trying to do it, but no one ever can repeat. I'm about repeating and not blowing the motors so much and trying to get to that goal like everyone else is in the world. And if I'm 5 seconds on a Harley, first of in the world, that's history or change,
100%.
you know. So that's my goal. See if we can do it. We've got the place to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you don't mind, can we have a bit of a wander around and just have a bit of a look? So you've got a state-of-the-art dyno setup.
This is a dyno cell, which is a lot different. It's the only one in Australia for motorcycles, and it's specially designed to empty out the room and hold 1,000 horsepower in there.
Oh, right.
So it's all a calculation this room's designed. The dyno itself is an eddy current machine, so it's like a $70,000 machine as opposed to like some people might have like a $20,000 dyno. The soundproofing, the whole room is valued at nearly $500,000 if you include the software. It's healthy for the tuning and the tuner in here, so the bike's not regurgitating its own air. The control on this dyno is second to none, so I can simulate hills, road speed. I can hold. Other dynos spin a heavy weight and they use a mathematical equation to guess the horsepower, but then a lot of them cheaper dynos overshoot and enhance the top end horsepower but don't simulate the road. So this dyno is very unique. Software in here, you're probably talking over 200 grand's worth of software. We're constantly developing programs and software to tune BMWs, Ducatis, Harleys, Indians. Indian can't be tuned at the moment. We're the only people successfully tuning the Indian. I know I've spent a lot of money doing it to build gear to log and monitor the Indian. And
not mentioning any names, but you hear some pretty disastrous stories about, you know, dynos.
Yeah, most of the problem with what I see is dealers will shoot out, or people will shoot or buy a tuner. You don't need to buy a tuner with us, so there's $900 savings straight away. And then we'll get into the ECU, and we're the only people in Australia that can and offer a lifetime tune on your bike. So the accuracy of our tuning and the way we gather information is more than what the Harley or any other motorcycle can give you. So a tuner effectively can't tune your bike. Harley or even car, they don't have the outputs to give you what information you need to tune a motorcycle. We have to add stuff to this and intercept the ECU, or add and whatever programs we're using, it'll hold the bike wherever we want. And whenever we're trying to tune something, it'll ramp up however we want, and it won't overshoot the wheel. because the biggest problem what people I'm seeing who are riding mostly Harleys and Indians is they've got too much timing, over-cammed. The bikes are leaning out when they get out on the road because the dyno's actually overshot them and helped them get that horsepower figure.
Sounds like rocket science, because they leave here in their rockets, mate.
Well, yeah, that's right. And I built this room for racing. So when I had to build bikes to go over to Paris or Dakar or any of those big events, I had to use their fuel and simulate the climate in this cell. So I built this for my racing, but the benefit is the guys on the street.
That's what you were alluding to before, exactly. Yeah. You're doing all their research and everything in advance. Yeah.
Yes, they get the state of the art, and that's why we get bikes from New Zealand, all over Australia, Perth. The smarter people, or the people that have been doing it longer, will pre-book the dyno or the engine and then buy the bike, and the bike will come straight out of the shop to here.
Yeah, wow. And then that's the other thing. I mean, you're talking about the fact that, you know, it's not just Harleys and Indians. There's a lot of Japanese bikes you work on, BMWs and anything that you work on pretty much.
We work with road racers, we work with Jap bikes. One of our big things is we're highly regarded in Smash, and we do a lot of consulting for companies for Smash work or rechecking or all the stuff I've got here. Like we all know jobs. I've got 4 or 5 people in the office and 5, 6 guys on the floor. We have cleaners come in every day, as you can see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is normal. You can come in any time and you'll see this workshop ship shape and ready to work. And
here I am thinking you just cleaned it for us.
No, I didn't. It's like this every day, most times.
That's awesome.
And my staff, I can honestly say, I've been doing this over 20 years, and these are the most favourite human beings and people I've ever worked with in my life.
Which is important, man. You need a good team around you.
So I come to work and I enjoy my job, and they enjoy their job, and you know.
Well, they always say, I mean, how can you fly like an eagle when you work with turkeys?
Yeah, that's right.
So you need a good team around you, man, and that's so important, isn't it?
And I'm about family. Some of these guys got young families. It's not just all about work. We're very flexible here at APL, and my wife and I are here every day. You're talking to the boss when you need to, but it's all runs pretty smooth here.
No, that's awesome. So obviously, like we're just talking about the dyno room and everything, and it's quite important to work out the performance and put your programs in, the proper stuff and all that. I mean, obviously this sensational Indian, one in a kind in the world that we've come to see today, you've obviously had that in there and you can sort of set it up. And
even our custom bikes have to run well and hard. When they're in our dyno cell there, they come out so crisp and sharp. He's got the best looking Scout possibly in the world. He may as well have the best possible tune.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I reckon. It's got to go hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yes.
Fortunately, not everyone thinks like you, you know what I mean?
It's all done under the one roof here. Yeah. We don't outsource anything bar the painting.
And that's where you keep control of quality control and everything, you know what I mean? Now this is a beauty, man. Like the resurgence of the chopper scene's really happening, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of guys that are car guys and classic, normally 40 plus, but I'm getting even guys under 30s and stuff who've got some nice choppers and they've brought them in here to get worked on. I'm happy to work on them. This one here I'm really proud of. I call it Endgame. Was the last chopper I ever built. It's a supercharged roots blower, magnecharged with nitrous injection.
Just to make sure.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So it was built for a friend of mine, and he's actually got a couple of them in his house, and it's just an amazing bike. It's all handmade, the brake on the sprocket there, and it's just a beautiful bike to ride. I really like this bike. And
it shows you different stuff that you can build as well. I mean, and it's good, mate. Blokes in their mid-20s living in the 70s. It's like,
I love it, man.
Yeah, right. And this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? It's good to sort of bring that resurgence back and show them choppers of old school, you know? It's like,
it was the biggest thing in the world, the choppers. It was the biggest thing that ever happened in the industry. It was just amazing times. Like Jesse James has asked me to come over and build a supercharged bike with him.
Oh, wow. There
was the Tuttles or the Orange County, and I got to meet all those people and ride with them, and it was just such a cool time, and we're all having fun. And there was a lot of chopper shops there, but there were some good shops, you know, that did really good work, and not bolt-on plastic stuff and spraying the same bike 10 times. This is handcrafted, you know, all the bars are made, the front end. This is to suit the owner's fit. He's probably about my height, so everything's to fit the client, you know. Yeah, it's a beautiful bike. It was the first 330 17-inch rear wheel in the country. The roots blower, it just makes his twin cam so strong. It pulls like a 124 off nothing. It's got a bit of nitrous in there to perk things up when the blower starts running out on this.
Adam, I saw this, I had to get you to wheel it out. I mean, I'm a bit of a bagger fan, and the baggers are quite popular.
Yeah, this lowrider ST and people doing the extended bars and small little fairings, no radio, light bikes, baggers. I'm loving that people like these bikes.
Yeah.
You know, Harley's saved again with another good, cool model coming out, and people are doing cool custom things. We're doing an engine for this guy, and it's going to rock it, and it's so much fun to ride. And I'm glad that all ages are riding these bikes.
Yeah.
So it's just another diverse thing that Harley have got, and a good, cool look. And
Good colour theme. It's just, yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah, they're a light bike. You can take the bags off. They've got a little bit of protection. That fairing's solid to the frame, so they sort of go into a corner like a bullet. They're not influencing, the wind's not buffeting the handlebars. So they, you know, I remember the GS 850. I don't know if you remember them, the Suzuki's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, so they had a similar fairing, you know, fixed to the frame. Not unlike the Street Glide, it doesn't influence, the wind doesn't influence the handlebars or how you steer them. So very cool look.
And another example of different bikes you work on, mate.
Yep.
Yeah.
More.
It's all happening.
It is. This is a giveaway bike. It's a Lux bike, custom motorcycle Street Glide. Got all air shocks in it, so that's on the giveaway in a show we're doing here.
That's the 9th of March, yeah.
9th of March,
We'll be here,
so.
yeah, it should be good.
Oh mate, it's last time we had over 3,500 people, and only took 2.5 weeks to sort of ramp the show, and we had people coming all up and down the east coast and west of Australia, so it was amazing.
This is a giveaway bike.
Yeah, this and the breakout in the dyno. We've
Wow.
just done some mods on the breakout. That can be given away on the night too. So
Sensational.
this is with a company Lux, which I'm working with. They're really great people and known the guy for 20, 30 years. So it's really good. We're bringing back the show. That's what I call it. Bring back the show.
Pugs has already bought $300 worth of tickets.
As you can see, we're very clean here, and this is the 120-inch engine that we do. Kicks the butt out of all the big stuff, and not knocking the big stuff, but bang for your buck, this is the most power you're going to get. This bike will leave here just rolling off the throttle and be able to do a wheelie down the road in first, second or third, don't even matter, and it will just keep carrying it.
With reliability being right up there.
Reliabilities, well, what I'll show you is over here. These are our cylinders. So we use the original cylinders, but they've been put in torque plates. These are our pistons we get made. We've probably got currently 100 in stock at the moment. They're CPs. The compression's set, the height. The cylinders are perfectly cylindrically round, and the clearances are accurate. We're the only people that do this in-house in the shop.
Which again, we allude back to that quality control when you're on top of everything.
And then we have our cylinder heads here. These are all ready to go. The cams and springs are all set up for the height of the cam. So we have one of our cams in there with the tuning, our APL camshafts, or even the cam you have in the bike. I will set the heads and compression up to the cam that's even in your bike current before you even come here.
Wow.
We do the math. We have all the gear to do that in the shop to save you buying the cam. If you've already got a cam in your bike, we'll make all this work for that cam.
Yeah.
If you want to up-spec the cam, we'll change the springs, head size, compression, and adjust. Everyone talks in kits and stage 1, 2, 3s, 4s. We just talk in power and what you want to afford, what's comfortable for you, and how fast you want to go. We're building a 180,000 K engine. This engine, I won't hear about it ever again except good stuff because of the blueprint finish. So all your comp heights, everything's set up. We engineer and set everything up. This is quite a sedate build, as you can tell by the combustion chamber. Slightly relieved on the exhaust and inlet. This engine will still have 155 plus horsepower on a 120 inch and half the cost of all their main kits that you buy, like 128s or whatever.
And involving the customer right from the word go, right from the outset, that's important too.
Yeah, all this technology I use in my Top Fuel and all my racing. So all our machines down the back do all this work.
And like you said, you do all the research and then you equate that to the road.
Yeah. We want customers to only do it once and have the best gear, then you get a fast bike, reliable and smooth.
Yep.
Once they leave that dyno cell there, they're like an electric motorcycle.
Yeah,
you can't fault them, you can't say it's got too much torque, too much top end or whatever. It's just everywhere you go to put the throttle, it just goes, doesn't matter what gear.
Good, they don't sound like they're electric though.
Yeah, I know, thank God. We put a cam plate in it. People want to put all this crazy stuff through here. Sometimes you don't have to. We're using a standard tensioner on this cam. It's got the standard guide plates in it. You don't need to change all that stuff. A lot of marketing. You can if you want. This bike's had a pump put in it, but it didn't have to, this particular model. Obviously this one's a little bit faster. I just realised what engine this one is. So yeah, this one or who? Yeah, we'll go. The boys are hard at work, Braden and our apprentice Riley. I'm really hopeful with Riley. He's a really good apprentice, and I've known his dad for a long time.
Hello.
And Braden.
Good to meet you, boys.
We have all the computer software to talk to the Indian. We can probably do more than what Indian can are capable at the moment.
That's not you like igniting yourself. That's
No.
you just state the facts.
No, I mean, the computer we've got's about $30,000, and we can talk to a lot of motorbikes.
Yeah, well, they talk back.
Yeah, well, we've got to talk, and we've got to find engine codes, clear them, fuel injection issues, fault find, all that stuff. And we've even had bikes from the dealers come here, because there's sometimes the dealer computer has a few shortfalls, and I just want to work with the dealers and help them out as well. Yeah. And they help me out. Because of my racing background with suspension and traveling around the world with suspension, we offer really good packages, affordable, and set all sorts of touring bikes and performance bikes, but we set up the front ends, we modify them internally. Even if you get a fork seal change here at APL, you'll get a suspension upgrade.
Oh, right.
Just for free, because we can do it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Once we get control of the bike, what that improves is your braking, handling, comfort. People think comfort, but as soon as we do suspension up on a touring bike, someone could pull out a dog or whatever, and you just go yank on the front brake earlier and with more confidence and stop earlier, or half the distance you would if your suspension wasn't working right. We're very big on setting people's bikes up and making them perform well, corner entry well, stable, and leave the corner well, and keep tyres in good condition the whole time, the 10 or 15,000 mark. Have them not scalloping and all that sort of stuff. And
as you know, with performance in the name, performance, like you said, doesn't just come from the motor. It's the way it handles,
yeah,
the way it corners.
Yeah, we even these engines we build, I have my own lock-up clutches, and we hold all this power because the drive line can go under stress then, or not perform, wasn't designed for 160 horsepower engine or 180 horsepower engine, or we have the parts and manufacture them and sell them or make them in-house, and we distribute them all around Australia as well.
Wow.
Clutch technology comes from my Top Fuel stuff.
Yeah.
My Top Fuel clutch works the same way with weights and
again, there's that, that sort of that knowledge.
Bring it back in. We talked about everything awesome. This is Mitch, and he's my head tech, and we've been friends a long time. We talk about everything performance, and my top tech's working on a Street 500, but it goes to show we'll work on, you know, people's bikes. We don't discriminate.
Yeah, 100%.
And I shouldn't even be talking bad on it, but it's a entry-level bike for Harley, and you know, but we service it. Mitch has found some things, safety issues and cutting out and things like that.
This is where all the action happens, so to speak.
Yeah, you could say that. I spent a lot of time down here, and it's all the engineering side of APL and where the Top Fuel Harley Adam Layton Motorsports bike lives. Yeah, this is where all our machining, from building clutches, manufacturing, boring cylinders, doing cylinder heads, the whole thing is all done down the back end here. Oh. So it's a full machine shop here. We control and work out what's best for the engine and the rings, or what valves we're using. It's all worked out down the back here. Of course, the Top Fuel bike, you know, everyone's seen it all over the world and Australia, and it's been in a serious redevelopment just after COVID. So to hold all the horsepower, we've designed a car clutch that goes behind the motor now to hold all the power. You're talking over, you know, 1,500 horsepower here. Nice. The fuel system, and I designed personally, it's injecting massive amounts of nitro, more than probably anyone in the world for this type of engine. It's loosely based off a Harley, believe it or not. It carries about 25 parts that would belong on a Harley engine, Evo style Sportster. I'm very proud to have an Australian company on board, which is Motec, and Nathan from Quick Connections. We're shooting a spark across the cylinder head, which is about 2,000 millijoules of spark pressure. The way to understand that, if you didn't understand it, is that no, okay, so about 150 millijoules is a car or motorbike, normal standard motorbike. That'll make you jump, maybe even lose a breath for a second. The bike before was 650 millijoules of spark. so it'll chuck you off the bike if you got bit. A top fuel car with 244 mags is 1200 millijoules of spark. That'll kill you and throw you off. I'm 2000 millijoules of spark. It'll burn a hole in you and kill you instantly. So it'll burn a hole in you too. You'll look ugly at the end. So
you ride this, eh?
Yeah, I ride this with a bulletproof vest, and we're taking this spark thing very seriously, and the controller, Motec, was the one to do it. Motec's an Australian company and they do supercar, NASA, everything. They're the control system for a lot of big stuff in the world, aviation. We're very proud to have Motec there, and Nathan. The Australian company that build the F1 ignitions is involved in this.
Wow.
Yeah, so the reason we need that spark is because nitro fuel and pressure and the combustion in the engine is so high that it'll actually put the spark out.
Right.
So even at 600 millijoules, it'll put the spark out. It'll try and spark, and it won't spark because there's too much pressure in the cylinder. The more power and the more fuel and the more load we create, we just keep making endless amounts of power. The spark is the way to control it. Of course, there's some really great American people, that top riders in the world, Bob Malloy, and people I know all over the world who come and stay here, or we talk daily or nightly about racing and what's the future and what's the next thing, or how to help each other.
I'm starting to understand why you have such a reputation in the industry. I mean, I know you did all this stuff, but just to hear who you're working with and who is willing to work with you, it's pretty amazing.
You have to pinch yourself, the people that come in this place sometimes. And
well, Marcel's here today, so
Marcel, yeah. And then to go to this, or build someone the fastest engine, or a nice street glide, or someone who wants to go with their wife on a street glide and have a nice experience on the road.
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I love that my customers and friends and people come all over Australia to see this bike, and the gathering and the shows. I'm wanting that to stay in motorbikes, because that's why we get into motorbikes.
Like you said before, you're bringing the show back, mate.
Yeah, bring the show back and respect the roads, do the crazy stuff on the racetracks, you know what I mean? That's what I believe and advocate.
Okay, mate, so we've met some of the crew spinning the spanners. As you alluded to before, behind a really good business, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. You've got a good team here, including your wife, and that makes it pretty important.
The thing for me is the old-fashioned service I still believe in, and that's when you walk into a place or a business and you see it's organised, and you see that the staff are taking care of you straight away, and not evasive, but just helping you out and providing ongoing on the job, keeping in touch with photos or reporting, sending emails about safety or how your job's going, or the pricing or the quoting. It's all very accurate and upfront
and transparent.
And transparent. And I like the owner to be involved with what they're doing.
Which is reassuring for them, because I mean, they're bringing their pride and joy in it. They love their bike. You know?
Yeah, and like some of them, it could be a $5,000 bike or a $50,000 bike. It doesn't matter to me. I just want good service. We're very professional, and we take 150 emails a day and probably 80 Facebook messages a day. So you need a team of people.
Exactly. I mean, that'd be easy to let all that stuff fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And then your reputation isn't there. And
yeah. And we keep you up to date with your service or your time. The bike got serviced a year ago, or your rego, we send out all the reminders, everything. Yeah. We'll meet some of the crew. Got Liv here.
Hey, Liv.
Brooke. So their job cards are already sitting there, tags for their keys. There's my wife, Julie.
Julie?
So,
she's the one I always speak to on the phone.
The girls handle the phones and distributing the calls, and then ongoing jobs, you'll get Zach.
So it's important. I mean, not only does the expertise, but the service from front to back.
Yeah, and the workshop's open. You can see your bike being worked on.
Which is funny, because I used to run my mum's fish and chip shop, and no one could see anything because the stuff that used to happen behind those walls. Yeah, so it's good that you do that.
Yeah, I want the customer to be a part of their bike, whether it's a build or a service. You'll get a nice coffee, very friendly staff, and yeah, we're all on the same page, and we all got the same idea, and we all want to be treated the same way when we walk into a place. So yeah, we've got some amazing bikes getting built on the plan at the moment. The people that come in here, whether it's celebrities or famous people or just people like you and me, it doesn't matter to me. They're all...
Hang on, famous people, and then you said people like you and me, aren't we famous?
Oh, we're famous, maybe that much. The most important thing is when you buy a new bike is to get it sorted straight away in the engine and tuning or whatever. have a plan before you buy the bike, not get roped into all the little accessories while you're during buying the bike sometimes, or maybe sit back, write it out stock, then think about the pipes, come talk to professionals. Salesmen will sometimes try and sell you a pipe that makes the most margin. About what you like, the power, what you like the look and sound of, and that dyno cell will make them unbelievable. Some pipes and some parts don't work together. Some camshafts don't work with certain headers. There's all this that we have the knowledge and experience.
Well, the main thing I took from that is that you've got a few more bikes on the go. So we're going to stay in contact and feature them, mate.
Mate, I tell you, can't wait to do them. And
you set the benchmark high, mate.
Definitely for Indian. Indian needed it. I really think Indian has a place in motorcycling in Australia.
So you've got a lot going on, mate. It's good.
It's great. I love it.
Okay, we're here with Julie, the one that makes it all happen.
Sure do.
That's what Adam told me. So yeah, just tell us a bit about your background and what you do.
Sure, look, I'm one of the owners as well with Adam. We get a lot of awesome feedback from people that they like to deal with us because we're a family business, we're the owners, and we're on the floor every day. So not often these days you'll go somewhere where you can actually talk to the owners. 100%. So another feedback that we get is our lovely girls here know everyone by name, first name basis. So when our customers walk in, you know, they'll
not just a number.
They're not a number. You know, they'll go to big dealers and they'll say, no one even looked up, no one come away from the desk. I walked in to buy a bike and I walked out again. It doesn't happen here. You know, the girls know everyone. They'll offer them a drink. They'll offer them a coffee.
Some people are even afraid to come here, and some people even buy a brand new bike. They don't think we'd want to work on their bike because it's a brand new Harley and we must do very cool stuff. But that's not us.
No. We do everything.
Like I said, our #1 tech's working on a Street 500 service. That's never been here before. I don't want 500 Street 500s here, but a couple of weeks, okay. But we do. We just have the respect for people's bikes,
But we have husbands, wives, people with children coming in, bring families that have gone through generations.
I'm on the 3rd generation now.
Oh right.
I'm 50, but I've been doing it since I was 16.
Well, there's that credibility again. I mean, if you're going to take the same place where your dad's got his bike getting worked on, then
I'm quite proud of that.
Oh, you should be.
And I've got another 30, I think, to go. So
good stuff.
I'll do 30 more.
Oh, wow.
We get people that need motorbikes as their health, need to just get out and ride. They probably couldn't exist in another shop, but we work with them. We work with everyone.
Absolutely.
This isn't a commercial thing where they're having to ride to work because it's cheap, you know what I mean? Yeah. They ride to work because they want to ride. Or they want to go out on the weekend, they want to have the best weekend possible. There's only 52 of them a year, you know, and they're
100%. Yeah, exactly.
So it's only 25 times you ride a bike. You know? So,
good on you, mate.
Thanks,
Julie.
Thanks,
guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Marcel. What a day, mate. You've been out at APL. What do you think?
Fantastic. Just to see such a beautiful, clean workshop, a guy who knows his stuff.
Yeah, it was getting a bit technical for me.
A little bit here and there, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, some of the stuff he was telling us about,
You can see his passion. You can see the performance.
And just the state-of-the-art workshop, man, that's the real deal in there. He's got so many staff, I mean apprentices and everything that are all, like you said, a family business. I know you can feel sort of the camaraderie in there. And like you said, wants to work on anything, and but more important, man, what do you think of the bobber?
I was just going to say, I'd ride that Indian any day of the week.
Unbelievable. That's what I was going to say. Take it for a
I was going to say, take it for a spin, but it's not ours. It's not ours yet. We'll find him.
But wow.
We'll find him, we'll buy it off him. No.
Like we alluded to, that Indians just aren't doing that sort of stuff. A lot of people aren't building custom Indians.
To come and see it for in the flesh and just hear it, see how it goes. I mean, it was the real deal. This thing is beautiful. If
you need your bike worked on, like I said, APL, they do everything. He's working on a Street 500. It's all about safety. So you can have a big blown bagger.
And that's one of the things. Like the bloke banter. You get into motorcycling. I mean, everyone copped it. We all copped it when we first started, right? Everyone just gives you crap. As soon as,
exactly.
You're a learner, and then I want to give you a bit of crap about the bike you've got and whatever.
If you're in a sporty, it's a ladies' Harley and all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Maybe not scooter rides.
I wouldn't mind having a ride on a Honda Monkey. When you first turn up and you're a learner, you're already nervous. You already feel weird, like you don't know as much stuff. So these guys that come, they make you feel comfortable. 100%. They're concerned about your bike, how it performs, and also the safety aspect, and that's super important, man. I mean, if my son turns around and my daughter turns around and goes, I want to learn how to ride on a motorcycle, That's all I'm going to be thinking about.
so
You know, is
yeah,
to have a company who's got the same focus, passion. So, no, mate, it was a great day.
Yeah,
and
good,
might have to go put a deposit on an Indian.
All right, mate. We're going to have a ride. We're going to head home.
Yeah, let's
And
do
we'll
it.
stop for a beer and wash down a good day, mate. You know, one of the things I love about this job, and you meet a lot of great people and everything, you know, like over 3 decades, you just see, I love the passion for custom bikes. These guys just keep reinventing the wheel. You see a custom bike 25 years ago and then everyone sort of copies that style. And I love going out to shops like this and seeing it actually how it's all done, because there's some good builders in Australia, mate.